Hello, my name is Sabrina Schembri. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about steep roofs and clay and concrete tile roof details. So just to summarize, a steep roof has a minimum slope of 4 to 12, and shingles are only used on steep roof systems. There are different systems for low slope roofs, so I just wanted to put that out there. There are several different ways you can go about fastening tiles. So one method of fastening tiles to your roof is by nailing them directly onto the substrate or the underlying surface of the roof structure itself. And the average lifespan of concrete roof tile is about 50 years, while that of clay can go up to about 100. So because of this, the nails that you use to install the tiles must also be made of a material with a long lifespan. So for instance, you can use stainless steel or copper nails. Another method of installing tiles is by nailing them to the roof deck. The roof deck is the structural surface that supports the roofing. So the best way to install tiles is by using battens and or cross battens. And battens are basically strips of either plastic, wood, or metal that create spacing and support for roofing such as shingles, which is what we're talking about now. So the use of these battens depends on the roof slope, So they tend to be used in steep roofs, and not in low slope roofs. So these battens are nailed to the deck and then the tiles are nailed to them. The nominal dimensions of horizontal battens are 1 inch by 2 inches, and the vertical battens should be a minimum of 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches. Vertical battens are laid 24 inches on center, and a properly laid batten network should leave space under the tiles for drainage. These types of systems can also be implemented in roofs with a slope that is less than 4 to 12. So even though they're not so much used in low slope roofs, you still can. You don't need a drip edge with a tile roof because the projection of the eave tiles can be manipulated to direct the water away. But you do need eave closure pieces to fill the space between tiles. And these closure pieces can be made of either clay, plastic, or concrete. You also need to add weep holes to allow for the water to escape from underneath the tiles. And another reason to fill the space between tiles is to prevent the nesting of birds and insects. And you can use Portland cement mortar as an alternative to fill the space between the eave tiles and the underlying part of the roof if you do have weep holes provided in mortar filling. So now I'm going to talk about rake, ridge, and hip treatments. So you can actually use curved rake tiles to weatherproof the rake of the roof, which is basically the sloped part, which can be damaged from pressure and loads from like the snow and the rain, water accumulation, etc. And these curved tiles are installed at the ridge using a self-adhering bitumen sheet over the nailer. The ridge tiles are set in Portland cement mortar, and again, this mortar actually closes the gap between the tiles. So lastly, I'm going to talk about mission tiles because their installation process is a little different than the tiles I discussed before. So with these, you can't nail them directly into the deck, and it's a different process. So a 2x3 or a 2x4 treated wood nailer is placed under each cover piece instead, and this is to secure the tiles and to protect them from breakage, like when they're being walked on by roofers or anything like that. And with these, you also need eave closure pieces, and nailers are needed at the rake as well. And this is all for support of the roof system. So, just to summarize, I discussed steep roofs and some methods of installing tiles. I talked about rake, ridge, and hip treatments, and I also mentioned the difference in installing mission tiles over other types of tiles. So, thank you for watching.